welcome to a very special episode of Culture Magazine, as we'll be bringing you different events, cultural events. This is a very special episode as we're approaching the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Stay tuned for more on Culture Magazine. A very special celebration was held around the Nile here in Cairo to welcome Dr. Gordon McKinley, Rotary International President, who is on a 3-day visit to Cairo. Dr. McKinley is on an African tour that took him to 8 African states. He spoke about the importance of Rotary International Organization and other community service organizations in promoting peace around the world. Stay tuned to see more about the very significant and special visit. With us is Dr. Gordon McKinley, President of Rotary International, who is on a 3-day visit to Cairo. This is the 7th leg of his African tour, which took him to another 6 African states. Mr. McKinley will tell us more about his visit to Cairo and his African tour. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. McKinley.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm delighted to be here. We have had a wonderful 2 weeks in Africa. As you say, we have visited many countries. We've actually visited 8 countries because, quite by accident, we visited Cameroon because there was a sandstorm in Chad that prevented us from landing at the airport. So we had to return to Cameroon and have an overnight in Yaoundé. So I met my Rotarian family in Yaoundé as well as everywhere else.
Great. So you've visited around 8 African countries.
That's right.
Right. Dr. Gordon, tell me about the goals of your visit to Africa, the 7 African or 8 African countries that you've visited so far. What are the main goals and the achievements of your visit so far?
So the main goals are probably threefold. The first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to come to Africa to say thank you to the members of Rotary for everything that they do. I'm conscious that I may be the president, but the members of Rotary and our 46,000 clubs around the world are the people that do the work day in, week in, month in and out. And so I wanted to come to Africa and say thank you to them, because Africa's got a very special place in my heart.
Talking more about projects that has been carried out here in Egypt for years through different community service clubs and specifically Rotary, we would like to talk about the polio eradication program, which has been a very, very successful program here in Egypt. Are there any more programs that will be on the way soon between Rotary and the government of Egypt?
Well, certainly, first of all, can I just touch on the Rotary Eradication Campaign, which has been a wonderful success all around the world since it was started over 30 years ago. When 30 years ago there were 365,000 cases of polio every year in 125 countries. As of today, as of this point in the year, 2024, we have only seen 2 cases of polio anywhere in the world, and that's been on the Afghan-Pakistan border. And so we are almost at the conclusion of this wonderful campaign. And as you probably know, Africa was certified polio-free 5 years ago in 2020, and we all rejoiced when that happened.
I would like you to tell us or brief us more about the significance of having strong relations between Rotary International and Rotary clubs here in Egypt.
Well, the Rotary clubs here in Egypt are Rotary International. They are a part of Rotary International, a very important part of Rotary International. All of our Rotary clubs are part of Rotary International. We have 46,000 Rotary and Rotaract clubs around the world, and that is what makes up Rotary International. So we are not a separate body. We are the clubs. But the important thing is that through our Rotary Foundation, our charitable division, we are able to make grant funding available to clubs in countries, and that's what's funding the programme of scale that I just described, a $2 million grant that's been made available to allow that project to happen. And we have other grants and other initiatives available for clubs and districts to apply for to help them help people, and that is the way that it works. But we value our members here in Egypt very, very much indeed, because as you said earlier, they are very enthusiastic, passionate people who want to make a difference in their communities, and we want to empower them to do so.
Dr. Gordon, I would like to ask you also about your visit yesterday to the pyramids. You visited the pyramids, you visited the Grand Egyptian Museum, and then you had a meeting with Rotaract members at a Bedouin tent at the Pyramids Plateau. Would you tell me your first impression, your first day here in Egypt? How was it?
Well, if we can start at the end and work to the beginning, the meeting with the Rotaractors in the Bedouin tent last evening was fantastic, because Rotaract is such a vibrant part of Rotary, and they are an integral part of the organisation. They are our younger members, and our younger members who have so much enthusiasm and life about them, so much ability and so many skills that are a great use to Rotary. And so we had a wonderful time with them at the iftar last night in the Bedouin tent, as you say, on the Pyramids Plateau. Prior to that, we were very fortunate to have a conducted tour of the Grand Museum and see many of the artefacts that are in there. And then earlier on yesterday, we had a short tour of the pyramids and saw the pyramids. And as somebody who's always had a very keen interest in Egypt and Egyptology and ancient Egypt, and yet this is my first time in Egypt. I'm almost ashamed to say it's my first time in Egypt. To be able to see the pyramids and all the other artefacts in the museum with my own eyes was a great experience.
I would also like to ask you about the importance of community service organizations and also specifically Rotary in enhancing peace, promoting peace among world countries and promoting social and cultural relations.
Well, Rotary is a unique organisation in that we exist in 200 countries and geographic areas. And although we exist in all those different countries and geographic areas, we have no borders, we have no boundaries, we are one united community. And I'm a great believer that if we're going to create peace, we create peace from the ground level up. And the way we create peace from the ground level up is by improving people's living conditions, improving their health care, improving their economic situation, improving their access to clean water, improving their access to proper nutrition. And we can do all that through Rotary. But more importantly, we can connect one with another. And we can realise that whether you come from Scotland as I do, or Egypt as you do, whether you come from South America or the South Pacific, we're all the same people. And deep down we all want the same thing. and that is to make the world a more peaceful place for our families and our grandfamilies and the generations to follow.
And it's always great for me to be back in Egypt. This is my third or fourth time now, and it's a great country. I selected Egypt for a number of good reasons. This is one of the oldest countries in Rotary. You know, Egypt, the first Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Cairo, was formed in 1929, which is one of the oldest clubs on the continent. And also the membership growth has been very impressive. And a lot of projects are going on, hundreds of projects, some of which we had a chance to look at. And also, very importantly, recently the Rotary Foundation allocated a sum of $2 million for the program of SCALE in the area of cervical cancer elimination. So it was my view that the president needed to see what was happening in Africa, and particularly in these key areas. We arrived here some 2 days ago, and we have been on the trot to a very, very tight program. But everything that we have seen has been impressive. We have seen Rotarians at work, different areas of activity. Even this afternoon, we went to visit Cairo North, Rotary Club of Cairo North, and a lot of activities there, fighting social deprivation, teaching kids, and so on. And then finally we visited the program of SCALE project at their office. So it's been a very fruitful trip.
You did set the point. You know what is Rotary do in all over the world? What is the only objective from 119 years with this organization, success organization, 119 years? They have only one objective. We are promoting peace. But which kind of peace? Inner peace, our social peace. Okay? To promote this kind of peace, we have to do three things. It's our fellowship and friendship between us and between all people in all over the world. Second, our community service. This is most important. And the third one, the skills of all Rotarians. Rotary want all Rotarians very high educated, have very high knowledge to arrive to the first objective, or the only objective, is promoting peace.
It's very important to highlight what is the heritage of Egypt because of the coverage, worldwide coverage of his visit we can make an impact on Egyptian tourism. He have visited the New Cairo Great Museum. He have visited the pyramids, the Culture of Civilization Museum, and we are showing him the projects that we do over here in Egypt.
I think the visit of the Rotary International President Gordon has very good significance to us because it gives the support of the Rotarian in Egypt. At the same time, they give us $2 million for cancer service eradication, which is a major project which is called the Program of Scale. And now we have started this program in Egypt for doing awareness, doing screening and immunization as well. So it's a very big project. What I want to tell you, Rotary is going aligned with the initiative of the country. And now, for example, we aid and we do caravans and medical convoys across the country. But there is one very important convoy, which is the Siwa. We go to Siwa for 20 years now, and we go for 4 days in collaboration with the Faculty of Medicine of Alexandria, and for all the specialty.
Rotary International is the biggest, largest service organizations in the world. The president of this organization resembles 1,400,000 Rotarians in the world. They are all united to work for social services and for projects and for development projects, and they are all united for one cause. And our president is the person who unites us all and who gives us all the new themes and the new motives and the new initiatives to start working. Every year we have a new president, and this president starts to do initiatives. And he calls for new initiatives, whether it's medical initiatives, whether it's for the women. This year we have the Empowerment of Women and Girls initiatives. So these initiatives are the ones that the president tells us to do, apart from the local projects that we do in Cairo. So when he decides to travel to choose 7 countries, he is boosting their morale. He is recognizing their efforts. He is encouraging them in all over to keep on working and to give more and more, to increase the membership, to increase the projects, to increase their activities, to enhance Rotary.
The main role of this visit is to have a quick look about all the projects which Rotary International have impact in our community, especially the program of Scale, which is for end of cervical cancer in Egypt, who started a few months ago, and we started for vaccination for the young girls aged from 0 to 15 to end cervical cancer. And this is one of the main goals, and that we have to visit its location today. And he has to have a quick look about the vaccination of the young girls. Also, he enjoyed a lot one of our signature project at Ramlet Boular. He saw how the community we had impact on our community, especially for the health conditions and for the women empowerment.
I think it confirms the policy of Rotary. It promotes international peace, world understanding, and the visit comes to Egypt. First time a Rotary president visits Egypt, and again, after all the events we have been facing lately, it's a message that I'm here to confirm that Rotary is looking for peace, is asking for peace, and is confirming his what I can say, the commitment of Rotary to peace.
I think it was really an important and significant message to the world and also for the region, especially in related to the peace and sustainable development and issues related what we have today with a challenging world. We are facing a lot of issues related to the peace promoting, and I think that his visit very important. We can see also the project that they are presented during his visit. It will help to reinforce this regard towards the region, hope message of Rotary, and also the hope that hope and peace building for all the country.
And from the Cairo Opera House, we have a lot of other cultural events. Stay tuned here on Culture Magazine.
A unique and diverse evening that came within the activities of the Ministry of Culture during the holy month of Ramadan in a special artistic remarkable evening entitled Ramadan Drama Sequences by Abdel Halim Nuera Arab Music Ensemble. On the big theater, the ensemble led by Maestro Ahmed Amir recalled the memories of childhood and youth of many generations, in which they presented a group of sequences from dramatic works that were shown during the holy month of Ramadan over the years, achieving a wide fame. This concert is little different than other concerts where I started this project last Ramadan when I wanted to get out of the frame of normal concerts and Ramadan nights. I was searching for a new idea and thought of recalling some remarkable Ramadan sequences for renowned stars such as Muhammad Al-Hilw, Ali Al-Haggar, Midhat Saleh and others, and it was a huge success last year and gained a lot of appreciation from the audience. So I wanted to repeat the experience this year with a little twist, like adding some modern drama sequences. The project took me almost 2 months, where I started the plan, then the songs and the program, in addition of choosing the voices that could relate to the original ones. My participation came when Maestro Ahmad Aimer chose me to sing the sequence of one of the old Ramadan series, قضية رأي عام, which was a big success at its time. I'm also lucky that I used to watch this series when I was little, so I know the song by heart. That's why I'm very happy to re-sing it. There will also be some modern sequences, but for me, I'm singing the old songs, especially for Hanan Madi and Amal Meher. Well, at the Cairo Opera House, we are used to sing old songs, but for me, the sequences, even the very old ones, still a bit modern, comparing to what I usually perform, since I'm a member at the Heritage Ensemble for Arabic Music, where we present Muwashahat and Adwar, but my performance at this concert is considered very modern to what I'm used to. The program included the medley of some of the most prominent remarkable Ramadan sequences, including Khatam Sulaiman, قضية رأي عام, المال والبنون, لن أعيش في جلباب أبي, Ramadan Kareem, هوانم Garden City, هو وهي, and others.
مع المايسترو أحمد عامر في كورال أطفال الأوبرا تقريبا بقالي 5 سنين.
I started singing with Maestro Ahmad at the children's choir since 5 years, until the maestro saw that I'm ready to take part in this concert. And he also made a great effort in adding some string instruments and other artistic additions. I'm so lucky to participate in such concert that, yes, away from my generation, but this is the authentic music that presents originality and the age of the beautiful music. I chose a song for the star Riham Abdel Hakim, whom I love so much, and she is so dear to me. The preparation took about 2 weeks of rehearsals because every singer in this concert is already a professional. I sang عاشق سرح في الملكوت from the series Khatam Sulaiman, and I was so keen to study the song and to keep up with the Maestro Ahmad in order to have the perfect performance, even if we had to repeat the rehearsals. One of our dear heritage that is associated to the holy month of Ramadan is the music and songs of many remarkable Ramadan series, which is engraved in the memories of many generations. Shuruq Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
And that wraps up this very special episode of Culture Magazine as we're approaching the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Happy Ramadan to all our dear viewers here on Nile TV International. Many thanks for watching. This is Levine Ramzi signing off.